you'll notice that I've called this video, "You probably shouldn't watch this video," and the answer is, that's because you probably shouldn't. Let's take a look at this digital ID thing that has been all over the internet the last few days. If it sounds like I'm a bit down about all of this, it's because I am, and you should be too. Let's take a look at what's gone on. There's been a petition to do not introduce digital ID cards or digital ID of any form. 2.7 million people have signed it. You can see it's going up as I am screen recording this. People are still signing. Now, what's really interesting about this is it says right here, Parliament will consider this for debate. Parliament considers all petitions that get more than 100,000 signatures for debate. But they've responded. So the government have already responded without a debate. Now, what's interesting as well is I never got an email. This was posted last night. Quietly, this response was posted last night. My email didn't ping until this morning about this. I actually saw on Facebook, people thought this was a joke initially. When this response here was published, people actually thought that it was a joke, that someone had photoshopped it. But no, this is real. So in the UK, 2.7 million people can sign a petition, and the government can completely ignore it and essentially say, screw you all, we're doing it anyway. Which is the same as what happened when more than 3 million people signed a petition to have an immediate election because people have completely lost faith in the government. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to have a little look at the government's response, and then I've been asking Grok some important questions this morning over on Twitter, and then we're probably going to have a laugh about some EVs to cheer us up. So let's take a look. Government responded 2nd of October, yesterday. We will introduce a digital ID within this Parliament to help tackle illegal migration, make accessing government services easier and enable wider efficiencies. We will consult on details soon. Well, based on the fact of everything we just discussed, how much hope do you actually have for a consultation? Your answer should be 0. The government has announced plans to introduce a digital ID system which is fit for the needs of modern Britain. What on earth is modern Britain, by the way? Can any of you answer me that? We are committed to making people's everyday lives easier and more secure. Really? To putting more control in their hands? No, more control in your own hands, including over their own data. How does giving someone a digital ID system that is controlled by the government give them more control over their data? That's handing our data over to the government. And to driving growth through harnessing digital technology, driving growth. Can anybody think of anything that the UK has done in the last 5 to 10 years that has driven growth? Anything. Give me a single policy, something. Have we? Okay, let's carry on. We also want to learn from countries which have digitised government services for the benefit of their citizens. Is there a single government that has digitised government services for the benefit of citizens? That's the important thing here. In line with our manifesto commitment to modernise government. Yeah, interesting. Currently, when UK citizens and residents use public services, which they can't because they're full, hang on, let's just look at that for a second then. When UK citizens and residents use public services, so we're talking about the NHS, dental services, I've got plenty to say about that. What else? The roads, they don't really work. Schools, not really working either. Let's carry on. Start a new job, or for example, buy alcohol. They often need to present an assortment of physical documents to prove who they are or things about themselves. No, buying alcohol, you are quite simply proving that you're old enough to buy alcohol. So it's interesting that they're basically trying to say, this is fine, look, this is what you do anyway. This is bureaucratic for the individual and creates spaces for abuse and fraud. Yeah, it's really bureaucratic for me to whip my driving licence out at the corner shop, isn't it? This includes known issues with illegal working and modern slavery. I don't think that will do anything about who's working at your local car wash or giving you a Turkish shave, will it? While the fragmented approach and multiple systems across government make it difficult for people to access vital services. Right. Further, there are too many people who are excluded, like the 1 in 10 UK adults who don't have physical photo ID. You never hear about this being a problem, though, do you? Like I said, there's how many million people that don't have a passport? Clearly doesn't bother them. So they can struggle to prove who they are and access the products and services they are entitled to. Wow. To tackle these intellect issues, we will introduce a new national digital ID. Really? Because 3 million people don't want you to do that. But that doesn't matter. This is not a card. It never was going to be a card, by the way. It never was. And I think as well, while we're on this one, I think they introduced the term Brit card on the back of the wave of patriotism that is currently going around. I think they thought that by calling it Brit card, they would actually get that what they wanted to do is they wanted to try and utilise what they refer to as the gammon vote. I think they wanted to get the flag-waving Brits to get behind it and go, yeah, we need Brit card to show who's British. I think that's what they were trying to do, and it massively backfired. So it's going to be for residents aged 16 and over, although we would consider through consultation if this should be 13 or over. My wife lost her shizzle this morning when she read that children of age 13 will have digital ID. Problem is as well, this is normalising complete government control, and once you've done that through a generation, then you're done. It's over. Over time, people will be able to use it to seamlessly access a range of public and private sector services. Private sector's in on this as well, guys, with the aim of making our everyday lives easier and more secure. Really? It will not be compulsory to obtain a digital ID, but you won't be able to eat without it. It will be mandatory for some applications. Oh, it's that word again. Mandatory. Remember that word? For example, the new digital ID will build on gov.uk One login and the wallet to drive the transformation of public services. Over time, the system will allow people to access government services such as benefits and tax records without needing to remember multiple logins. It's for you. It's so you don't have to remember multiple logins. You won't have to store your physical documents. It's going to make your life so much easier. It will streamline the interactions with the state. Wow. Saving time and reducing frustrating paperwork while helping create opportunities for more joined up government services. International examples show how beneficial this can be. For instance, Estonia's system saves each citizen hours every month by streamlining unnecessary bureaucracy, and the move to becoming a digital society has saved taxpayer money. The government is not interested in saving taxpayer money, as you'll see in a minute with some of the questions that we've asked Grok today. By the end of this parliament, which I wish was today, employers will have to check new digital ID when conducting a right-to-work check. This will help combat criminal gangs who promise access to the UK labour market in order to profit from dangerous and illegal channel crossings. We know... Okay. Did you see my video the other day about what's going on with mopeds and scooter riders and crash for cash insurance schemes? Oh, I didn't close the window. Someone's getting a delivery. I think it's a bin lorry. Lots of bin lorries catching fire actually at the moment, but that's a story for another day. It will create a fairer system between UK citizens and legal residents. UK citizens and legal residents. Two groups there. Do you see that? Crack down on forged documents and streamline the process for employers, driving up compliance. Driving up compliance. Listen to those words. Further, it will create business information showing where employers are conducting. This is complete control for government. This is nothing to do with you. This is nothing to do with me. People in the UK already know and trust digital credentials held in their phone wallets to use in their everyday lives. You're already doing this. It's fine. You'll be okay. For paying and storing things like boarding passes. Yeah, but we all hate it. We absolutely hate when we get to the checkout and there's nobody there. We absolutely hate when we get to the airport and we have to get all our documents out on our phone and scan our fingerprints and scan your eyes and have your picture taken. I'd much rather deal with a person who gives me a piece of paper. Digitally checkable digital credentials are more secure than physical documents which can be lost. Talk to JLR about that. How are they getting on with building cars? Because everything they're doing is digital and online. And often means sharing more information than just what is necessary for a given transaction. Not necessarily. If I hand over a boarding pass or a ticket on a train, I'm handing over a ticket on a train. The train's a good example, actually, because I could have paid cash from a man at the kiosk, or a woman, for my train ticket, and then when the conductor, who's another person, comes around, I hand over my ticket. I don't necessarily need to prove who I am at any point, and why should I? We will launch a public consultation in the coming weeks. I've looked at plenty of public consultations on my channel in the past, and we'll work closely with employers, that'll be Tesco, trade unions, that'll be the ones that are paid off, and civil society groups. Well, I'm not going to say it, and other stakeholders to co-design the scheme and ensure it is secure and inclusive as possible. Following the consultation, we will seek to bring forward legislation to underpin this system. Department for Science, Innovation and Technology. So there you go. 2.7 million people sign a petition, still going up now, and the government has basically steamrolled you all. Nice one. Where does this leave us? Well, it leaves me extremely depressed. I've got a John O'Groats to Land's End challenge coming up with Lee the Mapmaster, and I've got to be honest, after seeing all of this last night, I can't really be arsed. Do you want to watch it? You probably want to watch it. It's probably a bit of fun. But, I mean, we've got some dates sorted, and I'm just thinking, what is the point? What is the point of me doing that now? Yeah, I'll enjoy it, but will I enjoy it? This is the thing, and this is a conversation for another day. Driving in the UK has become such a pain. It was a pain last time we did it. It wasn't an enjoyable drive at all. And, yeah, you know, I might make a bit of YouTube ad revenue out of it, might have a bit of fun, but at this point, I'm just like, all of my time and effort should be going into not being in this country anymore and not wasting my time trying to push against an agenda that is that will involve me driving from the top to the bottom of a country that I'm rapidly giving up on because it's turning into something that I never even imagined I would see in my lifetime. I don't even want to do the fun bits on this video now, but shall we? Let's go over to Photoshop and see what we've got here. That is all of our screenshots of what we just discussed. I was going to read that from Photoshop, but I did it from the website instead. 2747545 when I screenshotted that, and it's now on 2756. So it's gone up almost 10,000 since I started this video. That's the way people feel about this. Oh, here we go. Here we have a diesel van with a petrol generator charging an electric car. The future is indeed bright. Maybe this person actually ran out of their monthly carbon credits and had to do like a black market deal to get some charge into their car with this guy. Maybe they've found some form of barter. Maybe they're using silver coins or gold, and maybe he's agreed a rate of silver coins to pay this guy because his government ID card is no longer allowing him to charge his car. That could be the case there. You're so cynical, Geoff. You're so depressed this morning. Yeah, I am. Volkswagen VW ID Buzz. This is our 3-week-old brand new Buzz, which shut down in Cardiff city centre last Saturday when my wife attempted to do a U-turn. The van shot forward, mounted a pavement and demolished a shop front, closing a multi-storey car park and knocking out an electrical substation. No one was injured. The day before, when I was reversing, the van suddenly stopped violently like an emergency stop for no reason. I would imagine it's a write-off. Couple of things there. You're asking if it's a write-off like you want to keep the van. If it's done that to you while you were reversing and your wife crashed into a multi-storey car park, get rid of the damn thing. And well, here we go. Look, this is an interesting one. Yeah, this was sent to me. Geoff, sure you would have had countless messages about this. I've just checked my phone and the app is already in my iCloud account. Government ID check. Already there. They've already done it all. They're not interested in your opinion. They're not interested in elections. They're not interested in petitions. They're not interested in you or anything that you want at all. No taxation without representation. Last one. This is about yesterday's lorry fire, and I have redacted some of the information on this because I need to protect, you know, who this has come from. Lots of people said to me, "Oh, Geoff, that car transporter fire wasn't caused by an EV. It was caused by the lorry. It was caused by the brakes." Hi Geoff, thought you might be interested in some inside information about the transporter fire this week on the M5. You're right on the money about it being a BYD. Redacted. Can't tell you who as he wants to remain anonymous. Redacted. The same company that was responsible for removing all the burnt electric cars from the M5 earlier this week. He informed my son that it was one of the BYD cars that caught fire and it spread to all the rest. Not anything to do with the transporter or the brakes on the transporter, like some evangelists have been trying to blame it on. By the way, I bumped into Tony from EV Carnage at a car show recently. Was pleased to meet him. I mentioned to him I found him on YouTube from your recommendation. You two are amongst the few who are making sense about the motoring industry on YouTube at the moment. Keep up the good work. I've spoken to Tony this morning. Tony approves of the car that I have chosen for my John O'Groats to Land's End challenge, if indeed I can be asked to go ahead and do it. So that's quite exciting. I'm glad Tony likes it. He's just texted me, actually. Might get you to Bristol, at least, if not a bit further. Oh, okay, cool. So Tony reckons on the first tank I can make it as far as Bristol, which he says is further than the milk float. But there will be videos on this anyway, because Lee thinks his Taycan has 450 miles range. And if he plays his cards right, he could technically do it on one charge. So we will see. That will be a bit of respite from the grim reality that is the UK at the moment. I still have broken teeth. I still haven't worked out my new phone. I still have not activated my new computer. And yes, I bought myself a basic Nokia that doesn't even have a camera, and got myself a new phone number that nobody knows, and that's the way I want to keep it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I've got lots of content coming up in the next couple of days. There's loads of interesting stuff that's landed in my inbox. And for those of you that watched my video on this one over here, the Fuel Spiracy one. In fact, if you're still with me at the end of the video, firstly, leave me a comment, let me know. Just say, don't tell me to cheer up, I'm okay, all right? Just if you're still watching at this point, leave a comment of encouragement for everyone else who's watching. Come on, give each other some love in the comments. We've got a good little community here. Let's try and build each other up and you know, give ourselves some hope. So if you're still watching, let us know if you're with me at this point. I just want to chat a little bit while you're still here about some of the videos from this week, because it's been a busy week. This one here, the Fuel Spiracy video, it actually went out by accident. It wasn't supposed to go out until Andrew and I were able to get together. Someone's commented this morning, it's probably over here, saying, what did they say? It's not there. But they basically said, oh yeah, the guy won't appear on the channel, it's just another kook thing. And he sent me that at the exact moment that I was on the phone with Andrew trying to arrange when we're going to get together. It's looking like Andrew and I are going to get together Monday to do more on this Fuel Spiracy thing. So that's exciting. The Saab, that was just cut from this video, because this video was a little bit crazy and it only got 11,000 views. And as you can see, 10,000 people have enjoyed this one without all the bump from that one. But there was some interesting chat in this one if you missed it. The BYD fire from yesterday I've discussed in this video. That was the breaking news when I first discovered about that. And I also mentioned in this video the Heathrow fire. The initial reports on the Heathrow fire said it was electric. I'm sorry, they did. It's since come out that it's a diesel, just like it's since come out that this fire was the brake. So there you go. This one was a lot of fun. The Chinese are coming. I enjoyed making that one. And then this stuff about this new 5 Series has got me, it's got me depressed. It hasn't got me depressed. I'm okay. But trying to buy an estate car in the UK at the moment. And then yesterday we did a fair few miles yesterday, running around doing various things. And the kind of cars that I'm seeing out and about now, they're all MGs, they're all JQs. And the reason is people are trying to stay underneath this £40,000 luxury car tax thing. People just aren't buying this stuff anymore. So they are looking to the Chinese companies, and you know, like this one. That's why these videos came around. This is the interesting thing about this week, right? I made this video and I said, oh, what cars are available that are, you know, similar to this £1,200 Saab? That spawned this video, which was really popular. That spawned this video because I had to clarify some of the things here, and then that spawned this video about China and what cars are coming and how China has completely destroyed the European car market. The European car market is not guilt-free in this. It has done it to itself by waking up far too late, but it all comes back to government legislation. This has all been done by government, and this is the same government that wants you to have digital ID to make your life better and to save the government money. Think about that. Thank you very much for watching. I am okay. I hope you're okay. I will make some fun videos over the coming days. I've got a great video coming up about depreciation on an electric van. That will be fun. I might go review my little Citroen in a moment, and I've got a Mercedes CLK 320 V6. I might pump the tyres up and just blast that around this afternoon. Let me know if you want to see those videos. Let me know how you're all doing. How does this make you feel? What's your plans? And what's next? Thank you very much indeed for watching this video, and thanks for the ongoing support. Make sure you're subscribed I know a lot of people are finding that they're unsubscribed, they're not getting notifications of my videos, and I don't think this video that I'm posting right now is going to help. The other thing that I didn't discuss in this video is the questions that I've been asking Grok this morning, some of which will probably get me in a little bit of trouble with YouTube. But I asked Grok this morning, how will digital ID solve illegal migration? Now, previously when we asked Grok this question, Grok basically said it won't. Now it's saying that it might, which is interesting. But if you're curious about some of the other questions that I've put to Grok, oh, didn't mean to do that, about what's going on in the country, let's take a quick look. How much will it cost the UK to introduce digital ID for 60 million people? How much would it cost to build a 10-foot tall electric fence from Margate to Selsey? That's just a bit of fun, because that's basically all of this here, isn't it? You could build an electric fence that went all the way along there for cheaper than it's going to cost to introduce digital ID, if they're claiming that this migration is indeed the problem. Then I had a quick look at how much the UK is spending on housing illegal migrants, and that number is absolutely shocking. And this has just come from Grok. 2.1 billion, down 30% on the previous year. 5.8 million pounds per day. Total asylum support costs were 4.8 billion pounds. So if we're talking about saving money, there's ways that we can do that. How much does the UK spend on foreign aid? Well, the answer to that is 0.48% of GNA. 14 billion. Nice. So I found some money for Rachel Reeves here as well. What countries do most asylum seekers come from? What's the age of sexual consent in those countries? What's the average IQ in those countries? And what's the age of sexual consent in Eritrea, Somalia, and Sudan? Should we have a look at that one? Eritrea 18, Somalia 18, Sudan only legal within marriage, no specific age of consent. Marriage can occur at puberty or as young as 10. Cool, that's nice, and that's the same for, which is the other one? Here you go. Pakistan. Oh no, this was the IQ one, wasn't it? That was interesting as well. And there, where's the age of sexual consent on that one? There you go. These are the people that are coming to the UK, and that is Pakistan 18, Afghanistan puberty. Nice. I got a 12-year-old. Iran 13, 15 for males. Syria 15, Bangladesh 16. Cool. Look forward to these people arriving anyway. And then the other question was, if you wanted to make the country of Great Britain productive, prosperous and healthy, what policies would you pursue? What resources does Great Britain have that could be used? Did Grok reply to that one? To make Great Britain productive, prosperous and healthy, leverage resources like North Sea oil and gas, minerals, coal, iron ore and zinc, arable land for wheat and barley farming, the finance sector in London and renewables. Invest in education and R&D for productivity, reform planning and competition for growth, pursue net zero energy and EU trade ties for prosperity. Interesting that Grok is telling us to pursue net zero energy, but Grok is Twitter, Twitter is Elon Musk is Tesla, and net zero is electric cars, so that pretty makes sense. Expand preventative health screenings, statins are a scam, and NHS, oh, where did that go? Didn't mean to do that. And NHS efficiency to cut sickness and boost workforce participation. Nothing there about inviting lots of people from countries that have questionable practices, is there? There you go. And then Andrew's asked it to explain a contradiction. And then Sir John has said, Grok, why are you suggesting nonsensical policies such as renewables when even Musk speaks out against them? And Grok says, my suggestions are based on data-driven analysis for the UK's context. Wind resources offer scalable, low-cost energy. Net zero aligns with global trends. Yeah, it's a trend. It is a trend. Let's just double-check this one as well. Hey, Grok, how did the average amount of Antarctica sea ice grow or decline in 2020? What year are we in? 2025. Let's just ask that quickly, because if you're still with me at the end of this video, it's almost like a YouTube live, this, isn't it? So let's just give it a moment. But if you want to find my Twitter account, it's twitter.com. Geoff Buys Cars, and go and have a look at some of the answers to some of the questions that I've posed to Grok this morning, and we'll just see if Grok gives us a reply to that one. Oh, well, that was an interesting one as well. Hey Grok, are Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, Bangladesh, Eritrea and Sudan, these are the countries that people are coming from to get here, safe for young Western Christian women to visit? And Grok said Pakistan, reconsider travel. Afghanistan, do not travel. Iran, do not travel. Syria, do not travel. Eritrea, increase caution. Sudan, do not travel. None are deemed safe for young Western Christian women. Cool. Let's invite them all here. Yeah, interesting. Did Grok give me an answer for that one? Not yet. So we'll just give it a minute and see if Grok can answer about the ice that's on there. And again, like, what? It's easy to say, oh, Geoff, this video is going to get you in trouble. What have I done? I've literally asked AI some simple questions. And you know, I haven't really done any, there's no investigative journalism that's gone on here. This is just using AI, using digital technology to ask simple questions. I am using, what does the government say here? I am using digital technology to find out more information than just what is necessary. And I am, let's use their own words against them. I am using I'm using Grok to make people's everyday lives easier. Yep, it made my life easier using Grok to ask those questions. It put more control in my hands because now I know a little bit more about traveling to those countries. And I wanted to learn from countries which are coming over here, whether that would be for the benefit of their citizens. So you can work that out for yourself. This whole thing is all interconnected. Maybe we're walking into a trap. We probably are. But yeah, it's highly concerning. Let's see if Grok has answered our question about the ice. It hasn't yet. But I am seeing articles about the fact that there is actually more sea ice than there ever has been. Yesterday, I put a whole bunch of ice in my countertop water filter, and when it melted, it did not overflow. And sea level. Well, just think about your favourite place to go on holiday, or think about where you used to go on holiday when you were a kid, and go and Google a photo of it today, and you tell me if the water level has changed. Willing to bet that I know your answer. Shall we finish with a nice picture? Let's finish with a nice picture of a Dodge Viper RT10, because that is just better than talking about all of this stuff. Here you go, Bridge Classic Cars. Let's open it up. We're going to finish with the Dodge Viper. Let's deny the cookies. Absolutely beautiful. What an icon of an era that has gone by. That is a V10. It was V10, wasn't it? 8 litre. You just wouldn't get a car like this anymore. It didn't even have windows. 400 horsepower. And look at it. It's just absolutely beautiful. One of my all-time favourite cars. If you'd like to see me make a video on my all-time favourite cars, do let me know. I might do it anyway. Just, you know, because it's the kind of content that actually cheers people up. Sorry for this video. Keep in touch.
Hang on. There's a bonus end to this video. Tony's just told me that he reckons the car I've chosen for John O'Groats has got a 720-mile tank range. I don't think that's right. I think it's less. And Grok has just replied, and as you can see, it says that the 2025 Antarctic sea ice maximum extent was 17.81 million, the third lowest on record, but higher than 2024 and 2023. So when I said, did the average amount of Antarctica sea ice grow or decline in 2025? The answer is, it grew. Thanks for watching.